President Biden touches down in the tri-state to survey that devastation left behind from Ida's flooding, the new promises and frustrations.
Another beautiful evening ahead, but why we'll need to watch for storms by morning.
A wellness retreat turned nightmare. New York Live talks with the cast of the new hit show, 9 Perfect Strangers. This is News 4 Now for August 7th. I'm Adam Cooperstein. President Biden toured 2 spots in our area inundated with deadly floodwaters last week, promising help and pushing for more spending to fortify infrastructure to prevent another catastrophe. The president touched down at JFK Airport just before 11 Tuesday morning. He then headed to Manville, New Jersey. That's where dozens of people had to be rescued by boat from their homes after the remnants of Ida flooded neighborhoods. And a fire at a banquet hall there flared up again this morning. The hall exploded after last week's storm. The firefighters were unable to get to it at the time because it was surrounded by several feet of water. The president then headed to Queens. That's where last week's storm flooded so many homes and at least one apartment building's garage.
And we can no longer, we all know, we can't just build back to what it was before. Whatever damage done in New Jersey.
At least 45 people in the tri-state were killed in the floods, more than half from New Jersey. The president has declared a federal disaster in 10 local counties. Residents who suffer damages are eligible for up to $36,000 from FEMA. There are 6 New Jersey counties, though, on the federal disaster list, and Governor Phil Murphy is asking for more than 6 to be eligible. Essex and Union are among those that have been left out. The Essex County executive says he is terribly disappointed, and Jersey City's mayor says Hudson County should be added too. Some homeowners are looking at repair bills of tens of thousands of dollars because they didn't have flood insurance.
The door actually, a few minutes later kind of burst open and water was just flowing through.
We're surrounded by Bergen County that was included, New York City that was included. It's not like Ida miraculously decided not to rain on Jersey City and Hudson County. So to not be included doesn't make any sense.
If your county falls under the major disaster declaration, you can visit FEMA.gov to get more information on how to get assistance. We've also posted resources under the How to Help tab on NBCNewYork.com. There's a new potential danger from Ida, too. It is coming from a rock slide in New Jersey, dangerously close to busy roads and the Lincoln Tunnel. That rock slide is in Weehawken, and its instability is a concern for people who live nearby. In this video from Chopper 4, you can see the rocks and the mud that came down when Ida swept through the area, and the slide now hovers over Hackensack Plank Road. Any new movement could impact the approaches to the very busy Lincoln Tunnel. Right now, the road is closed indefinitely as the town works on an emergency plan to stabilize the area.
All the retaining walls along here are now on the edge there. They're very big, a lot of cement. If it goes down, you wind up blocking another approach to Lincoln Tunnel.
An apartment building at the top of the rock slide shows 2 cracks in its walls that weren't there before Ida. 4 families have now been forced out of their homes. Emmy-nominated actor Michael K. Williams is being remembered now by his family, his friends, and fans. While he acted in so many films, he's best known for his role as Omar in HBO's The Wire. He also appeared in 2 other HBO series, Boardwalk Empire and more recently Lovecraft Country. In a tweet, the network says in part it is devastated and that he was an HBO family member for more than 20 years. Law enforcement sources tell News 4 Williams died of a possible drug overdose at his Williamsburg, Brooklyn apartment Monday afternoon.
It was about family and love, and I can't tell you how much he loved his community, and he loved Brooklyn, and we're going to miss him dearly.
The medical examiner will now determine his exact cause of death. Michael K. Williams was 54 years old.
Hi there, I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Maria LaRosa. Another beautiful day. It was feeling great. That humidity stayed low, and it's going to be nice throughout the evening. Temperatures staying in the mid-70s through the dinner hour, and then overnight slowly dipping into the upper 60s under fair skies. So while the humidity stays away, that allows us to cool off nicely. 61 in Sussex tonight, 58 in Monticello, 63 in Poughkeepsie. We'll see the mid and upper 60s from Long Island, Merrick to Eastport, and down the shore, Belmar to Toms River, and 68 degrees for the the low in the city. And just a heads up while we start the morning, dry and storm free. That is not going to be the case as we head into the evening. So a heads up, some showers and thunderstorms late for Wednesday could produce heavy rainfall and some gusty winds.
The world of wellness is a booming business, and New York Live has the cast of the new streaming hit show 9 Perfect Strangers that turns wellness into more of a nightmare.
It's perfectly safe. I've been feeling unlike myself. The wheels starting to fall off.
She picked 9 people who needed to be in a place where they would try anything she wanted.
Have you all gone mad?
Tell me everything that you're allowed to tell me. What the heck is going on at this wellness retreats?
That's crazy.
Wellness retreat on drugs.
Oh man, I think that's just the best way to take it all in. Just go for the ride. Like, just buckle your seatbelt and expect the unexpected.
It's not what you expect. It is a wellness retreat. It is all different types of people with different damages, different issues, a very unconventional, sometimes jarring way of trying to heal these people.
I think it's an incredible journey into the wellness world. I think everybody's somewhat interested in that. Everybody's aware of it. We know that people do these kind of things and like go to these wellness boutiques, these wellness spas, but what's really going on there? And I think with the combination of some really talented actors like Nicole Kidman and Melissa McCarthy, et cetera, you know, it's an unpredictable ride. And I think in the end, we'll be shocked to know how exactly these people are being treated for their trauma.
And I also love the fact that, you know, I think especially after the last year and a half of our lives, having something where it's okay to say you need help and who ends up helping you are strangers. And that it doesn't have to be your friends and family, that like people are compassionate, even if it's not how they present themselves. And it's messy. It's a crazy show, really, but it's fascinating too.
Can I just plant a seed and tell me what you think? If we got the cast of Bridesmaids together with the cast of Girls Trip, would you be open to it?
Yes, today.
We'd only be together in a room. It'd be a pandemic. They'd be like, where are we going?
Nowhere.
9 Perfect Strangers is streaming now on Hulu.
Towing companies have been busy in the aftermath of Ida, moving hundreds of abandoned cars off previously flooded out roads. But one company in Passaic County faced an even more daunting challenge, removing a horse that had fallen through a bridge. News 4's Anjali Hemphill takes us inside the rescue.
Hank the horse has quite the tale to tell after surviving what could have been a deadly fall.
The rider was fine, but it was really scary for Hank as we couldn't figure out how we were going to get him out of there.
Hank was part of a trail ride at Garrett Mountain Reservation in Woodland Park Friday after heavy storms rolled through. As he made his way over this wooden bridge, one of the boards beneath his hooves snapped and his foot slipped through, suspending him 20 feet above the jagged rocks below.
You know, I think just with all the rain, water, and the flooding that we had, it must have just softened up one of the boards enough that his foot was able to go through it.
Hank is a 16-year-old Belgian draft horse. He happens to weigh almost 2,500 pounds.
Hank his lower half was hanging through the bridge. It's a bridge I've run on many times. To see a horse in there was quite a scene.
Woodland Park Mayor Keith Kasmark took these photos of the nightmare situation after he called in the fire department, first aid squad, and a local towing company. Once Hank was sedated by his vet, he was lifted out of that hole by a huge crane.
I think they were like tow straps that they kind of put underneath him, and we were able to the truck was so strong it was able to lift him up, and we moved him over and kind of just placed him right on the grass. Hank is a super cool dude, so he stayed really mellow the entire time.
Mellow and back to munching after suffering only a few scratches. And while Hank never meant to stir up any trouble, his story has spurred some smiles after a dark few days.
To be honest with you, I've been an elected official in this town for 20 years, and I've never seen the type of water that we saw. He's sort of become a bright light in what's been a trying, difficult week with the hurricane and the flooding and some of the challenges that our community's been dealing with.
In Woodland Park, Anjali Hemphill, News 4, New York.
Thank you so much for joining us here on News 4 Now. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.